Okay, we're getting ready to take in the 01 for an alignment. So anytime you have to turn your keys over to somebody else, especially in a car like this, you're always concerned how it's going to be treated when you're not there. And in the case of an alignment, you know they're going to have to take that thing out and drive it. So one of the coolest features of the ProEFI is the valet mode. So I'm going to go ahead and engage the valet mode so that when we take the car down there, they can't get into boost, they can't rev the car up, they can only just drive it, make sure the alignment's right, like it's a little Prius. So all we need to do is put our throttle to the floor before we turn the key on. Turn the key on, leave the throttle to the floor. This is a calibratable time. I have mine set to 10 seconds. So I'm going to wait for 10 seconds. And now we've got it. On the ZR1, we display that it's in the valet mode. Okay, reduce engine power, reduce engine RPM, engine protection's engaged. So right now I just start the car. And no matter what I do with the throttle, it is going to be limited. So I got it set to 20% up to about 3,000 RPM. Then it just closes the throttle. So you can drive it like it's a Prius. Okay, now we're going to look through this log after dropping the car off with valet mode on and see if our shop behaved itself. So I've just pulled open the channels I'm really interested in right now, what the throttle's doing, what they're doing with the accelerator pedal, and then I left coolant temp on there, but delta throttle, how fast they're moving it, driven wheel speed and non-driven wheel speed, manifold pressure and RPM, and clutch slip percent, so I can see how aggressive they're engaging the clutch, right? So let's scroll through this log and take a look and see how we did. Let's started it up. Probably backed it out right here, 5 miles an hour. Put in gear, 11 miles an hour, pulling out of the parking lot. Let's put on the channel. Drove down the street. Accelerator pedal request is this blue line here. Never gets higher than 13. So far, so good. Rolling through around, got up to 23 miles an hour. This particular shop's kind of located in a business, industrial business park, so it's not a lot of speed allowed back there anyways. So come back up here, probably to a stop sign. Okay, out onto the main road, 30 miles an hour. Putter crest still never really getting very high at all. 14% throttle, nothing big there. Everything here looks good so far. Clutch engagements, nice. Not doing anything crazy there. Driven and non-driven are tracking. They're laying over each other. Purple and green right here. So let's keep going down this way. All that looks good. Clutch is fully engaged, coming to a stop. Driving off from the stop. A little bit of working the clutch a little bit. It's a Mantic triple, so it's a little challenging if you're not used to it, so that's understandable, but they're not doing anything crazy there. No wheel slip, no crazy throttle express or request here, 16% again. So far so good. Going 26 miles an hour over here, just checking the alignment out. All that looks fine. All that looks good. Back to the stop idle. That's it. So short little drive, didn't do anything crazy. We can come back and look, and if we're seeing crazy accelerator pedal requests, the throttle's still going to catch it in valet mode. But then I can come back and just say, look, you guys have to be nicer to my car. I actually did have an instance where I took it to a shop to have a tire checked out, and I pulled the log, and one of the things that I didn't think about was I was allowing some throttle down low, so if they pulled out into traffic on a test drive or something like that, that wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be doing something they weren't expecting. But I would close the throttle above 3,000 RPM. Well, ZR1 obviously makes a lot of power down low. As they were going 10 mile an hour, revved the engine up and dumped the clutch, and spun the tires pretty aggressively for a little bit. As much as the valet would still let them. So now, since then, I've clamped that down quite a bit more. But anytime you're dropping a car like this off somewhere, you have to be very conscientious on what they might do to it. God forbid they kill somebody or crash the car. But it happens more than you would think. So in this case, everything went very well. Okay, this is what can happen when things go wrong when you drop your car off someplace. In this particular instance, I dropped it off at a tire store to fix a leaky tire, and we'll show you what happens. So this is idling. So we're going to go back over here where he starts to pull out of the space. Immediately, he's already getting aggressive with the throttle. You can see 49%, 5 pounds of boost, 2,500 RPM. So he's already getting aggressive with the throttle. It's spinning the tires a little bit here. You can see this purple line here is the driven wheel speed, and the green line's non-driven. So we go to the next instance. So he's traveled a little bit of distance there at 20 miles an hour. Comes in, and this is where it really goes bad. So this line here is clutch slip. Okay, so the car's going 13 miles an hour, pushes the clutch in, revs the engine up, Valet catches it at 3,200, which is where I've got it limited to, dumps the clutch, spins the tires aggressively, as you can see by this purple line here, the driven wheels, and you see he's already starting to slide the car. So this blue line right here is a y-axis acceleration, and the x-axis acceleration is a green line. So you can see he's turning when he does this, slides the car, and straightens it back up, pushes the clutch back in, straighten it back up. So I caught these guys red-handed, and obviously it's not very comforting to know that somebody's going to treat your car like that. In this particular case, the fact that I had this log and was able to do this, I got a set of free tires out of this for the 01, a set of rear tires. So luckily nothing had happened to the car, and nobody was injured. But you hand the keys to a 900 horsepower car to a tire store, and nobody there is qualified to drive that car, as you all know. So it's a very handy feature to have, and I believe it's a very important one. In this day and age when it's so easy to make a lot of power, and inevitably you're going to have to drop that car off to somebody that you can't 100% trust. And you can never trust who somebody might hire for an employee. Even if you trust the business, it's hard to trust the employee. So that gives you a pretty good idea on how important that can actually be.